Hi everyone, Josh Silverman of Constant Calibrating here at RTX with Tina Dayton. Tina, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
How's the event been treating you?
It's been good. It's gone by so quick. I think this event has gone by quicker than like any other single day at any other event has gone by for me. I can't believe we're nearing the end of the event already.
It's kind of insane. We were on Friday. We got to the end of the day, and I was thinking to myself, "Oh God, we got 2 more days. I'm so sore. I'm in so much pain." And then suddenly, I'm waking up on Sunday, and I'm like, "The fuck? Where'd the day? Where'd this weekend go?" It's weird how that works.
I made the mistake of on Thursday night. Ray and I had a party for some of our friends, and I wore heels the whole night. So I was walking around for like 4.5 hours in heels, and I tried to take them off at the bar, and I was like, nobody will notice. I'll just slip them under the table. And like immediately one of the staff members came over and was like, "Hey, I'm really sorry, but you got to keep your shoes on." And I was like, this was probably like 30 minutes into the event. I was like, it's going to be a long night. Mm-hmm. Mistakes have been made.
Look, you live, you learn.
Yeah.
You do the things you do, and then you look, back the following year and like, what the hell was I thinking?
You know what? Beauty is pain. So at least hopefully I look okay.
There you go. You gotta get positive out of it. So if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but is this your first RTX as actually a special guest or?
Yes. So last year they just gave me like one of the like VIP passes so that I'd be able to go anywhere with Ray. Mm-hmm. But this is actually the first time I've been considered a special guest. And actually 2 weekends ago was the first time that we went to an event where I was like on the guest page. We went to Indie PopCon. Mm-hmm. It's the first time I had like an official signing and whatnot, because I've done my meetups every year at RTX. Sure. But they're more just like, hey, I'm in this park. Come say hi.
Yeah.
But Ray and I had our signing yesterday. So it's been cool. It's been weird. I always have this fear that like people are gonna come and then be like, "I just kidding. Please don't sign any of my stuff. Please don't ruin this." Like, oh my God. Like, sure, I guess you can sign this piece of paper that I will throw out as soon as I walk away.
Yeah, I mean, how has that been? How has that been for you? Like, it's like the growing fame and things like that. How have you been?
It's weird.
Processing.
I don't even know. Like, it's such an odd thing. I think the weirdest thing that happened is Ray and I went out to LA a couple months ago to visit some friends. And he was recording some stuff with the Game Grumps. And during the episode, I like hopped on for a second to talk about how I hate pigs, how they're the most like disgusting creatures on the planet.
As a Jew, I understand.
We raised them when I was younger, and they're just all around terrible animals. Like, thank God, people have bacon. But anyway.
As a Jew, I don't know.
But while we were out there, I hopped on, just told a quick story, and then like the video came out like a couple weeks later, and I got this message on Facebook from a guy I went to high school with who like I maybe talked to like twice, but I had a small high school. There was only like 600 of us, so we're all friends on Facebook and we all grew up together and whatnot. So he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Which is like, I mean, that's a loaded question after not talking to you for like 7 years. So I guess okay, And then he was like, "Random. Were you on a Game Grumps episode talking about the pigs you guys used to raise?" He's like, "If not, you can ignore this." And I was like, "Yeah, that was me." And he's like, "Shit." And I was like, "Yep." And he's like, "Cool. All right, well, hope things are well." And that was like the conversation. I was like, "Thanks, dude." that to me was like the weirdest thing, because it's like, that's a whole separate like part of my life, like my whole high school and like the little town I grew up in, and like the fact that somebody from this tiny town, in down East Maine was watching a video that I was on it's like mind-boggling.
It's kind of, there's an absurdness to it. I mean, it's that whole thing a lot of people who become famous and stuff always discuss, that they don't hear from people for years, and then suddenly all these like old family members and old friends like start coming out of the woodwork when like their name starts getting recognized and things like that nature. But it's just really funny just that to have that reaction.
I remember the first time it happened was like, I can't even remember. We were at some event, and I was just looking at my phone, and somebody tweeted me like, "Hey, are you the same Tina Dayton that went to high school in Maine?" And I was like, and I clicked on it, and I'm like, "We absolutely went to school together. Yep." And I was like, I was your neighbor for like 2 years, so yes, this is me. And I was like, that's crazy that like, I don't know. It honestly feels like two worlds colliding. Like, I actually went back to Maine for the first time this summer. In May I went for Mother's Day to visit my mom.
Sure.
And like, a lot of my friends and stuff still live in the same area because, like I said, small town, it's what people do. And, like, they're like, so, what have you been up to the last couple years? And it's like, I don't even know where to begin, man. I moved to Austin. I play video games for a living. I don't know where to go from there. Yeah,
it's like, that's such, and especially, it's weird that it still is this way, but in this world we live in, that's still such a foreign concept.
Yeah.
Like, I try to explain to my in-laws all the time, like, yeah, I just talk about shit on a podcast every week. What's a podcast?
Yeah.
And I just stream video games with streaming, and it's like, it's still such, people don't quite, it's finally starting to get some enough recognition, but there's still like these corners where it doesn't make sense.
I remember having a very odd conversation with my friends, with one of my best friends growing up. She lived across the street from me, so we like grew up together. Like one of my best friends of all time. And I Skyped her one time, and we were just talking, and I don't even know how we got on the topic, but she's like, yeah, we don't have internet at the apartment. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I mean, there's no point. I mean, all I was using it for was like Facebook, and I have that on my phone. And I was like, but what? I don't.
Entertainment, what?
And she's like, yeah, that's why it like takes me so long to Skype you, because like I got to use my phone, so I got to make sure like it's charged and whatnot. And I'm like, but like it's the internet, and it's like in the 2000s, like we were adults. How do you not have internet? And she's like, it's just a wasted expense. I'd rather have cable. And I'm like, what? Like I don't.
Nobody.
I was like, I don't know even where to begin. I was like, okay, so anyway, how's life? Because I don't know where to go on this topic.
That's insane. Like, okay, it's one thing to not. I don't think I've ever heard. I can't remember the last time I've heard someone made a comment like, I don't have internet, but I prefer cable. Like, it's hurting my brain.
It's crazy too, because like I can see that for like older generations, because like that's what they grew up with. But the fact that like I know that there are several people that I go to high school with that the internet isn't a necessity for them, and I'm like, oh my god, when our internet goes down for 10 minutes, I'm like, the world's over. What am I gonna do? What are we gonna do? Let me call Time Warner right now. Like, I can't imagine living every day with only my phone. Like,
well, that's my wife. When I'm doing when I'm writing the back and she goes to watch our kid, she'll sit and watch some Korean dramas on Hulu, and the internet goes out, and I just suddenly start getting frantic texts like, I don't understand what to do. I'm like, and she's like, watch the kid for a minute, I'll fix it. Like, I don't. What do you want of me? I'm not. What am I supposed to do? But like, that's kind of how we've been raised.
It's
most
so
of us.
Not awkward, but odd to meet somebody who like just does not partake in something that is such a huge part of my life. Like, my life is essentially on the internet. Without the internet, 90% of the people I know, I wouldn't know or talk to or even have any clue who they are. So it's crazy, but
speaking of the internet, just like one last thing really, what are your plans moving forward, like growing your own brand, the Team Tina and stuff like that?
So one of the things I've been focusing on, honestly, is like that like time old question of where are you going to be in 3-5 years? Like, you always hear that, like, so what's the next step? And now it's like, honestly, no clue. Like, I'm going to be honest, no idea. We'll see fucking in 3 years. Ask me and I'll be like, okay, here's where I am. But I would like to, I've been getting into different types of streams. Like, I'm a variety streamer, so I do a bunch of different games, but I've also been trying to get into like cooking streams and coloring streams.
I really want to explore the cooking stuff. I really want to explore the food stuff.
Fun. Like, unfortunately our kitchen right now is not great, just the setup, so I have to like try and figure out some new setups and whatnot. But like, I would love to be like a true variety caster where it's not just games, different games. Like, some days it's games, some days it's cooking, some days it's creative, some days it's like a talk show, things like that. Like, I would love to have a very wide spectrum of content that I'm putting out.
No, that's kind of like the way we think as well. We start out, because you start off gaming because that's what Twitch is most oriented with, but now that they're starting to grow and opening up these new avenues, you've got to find ways to grow yourself as well and find different things. And again, I'm seriously, like, I'm obsessed with the new food thing that they started adding.
They just did social eating.
Social eating, that's right. I'm obsessed with trying to figure out ways to like do things like with that, because I don't. It's just a fascinating concept. I know that's a big thing, a big like market that's growing, especially in Asia and stuff like that. But I like the idea.
Yeah, it's cool. Just I mean, like, that's something to like most U.S. viewers or something. It's gonna be like,
why would you? Yeah, why is that?
What is social eating? Like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? It sounds like a late timed April Fool's joke. Like, what are you guys doing? But like, I mean, they did it because I believe it's in Korea. It's a huge thing. It's like in other cultures, this is massive. So like, might as well check it out. Like if it's working over there, let's see what it can do. Let's see what can happen.
Exactly.
Like,
we just gotta find different ways to incorporate different stuff to grow different brands. Just moving forward.
I mean, you always
upward.
have to be evolving and seeing what's out there. Staying stagnant is never going to be beneficial for anyone.
No.
So
It's just nothing makes sense. But okay, where can people find you if they're not already aware?
I am very creative, so my username on almost everything is Tina Dayton. So that is my Twitter and my
uniform
Twitch.
naming. We should think about that.
Yeah. It's great having uniform naming, but also terrible when you're doing a business card because it's like, do I want to list my name 8 times? Like, hey, my name's Tina Dayton. You can follow me at Twitter at Tina Dayton, or go to my Twitch channel, Tina Dayton, or you can check out my email, Tina Dayton. Like,
No, you do one of those business cards, so you just list Twitter, all those things down the left side, and then you just have the lines going towards the middle towards Tina Dayton.
I should do that. But yeah, almost everything I'm Tina Dayton. If I'm not Tina Dayton, I am Tina Knighton. Very clever on my Instagram and on Vine. But other than that, that's pretty much where you can find me.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to chat with us.
Yeah, thank you for taking time to talk to me. I really appreciate it. You guys are actually the first interview I ever did at RTX.
Really?
With you guys. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I appreciate you guys having me back again.
No, absolutely. And as far as Constant Calibrating goes, just so you guys know, you can find all of our stuff. Our hub is constantcalibrating.com. You can find everything we do Twitch streaming as well. Twitch.tv/constantcalibrating. Monday nights, 10:15 p.m. Eastern is our podcast every other week. And then, there's a game discussion thing. And then Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern is our just a game, drink, something. I don't know. We do things. You'll enjoy it. Trust me. But with that, we bid you good sign off.
Goodbye.